Can I get some drum roll, please? Welcome to Fuze Unbothered, brought to you by our friend and personnel. I'm here with the gang. You guys, I'm smiling, no, but we're not really smiling in the studio because Gabby was stuck in traffic for what? 6 hours?
6 whole hours.
I think you should share your story.
You know the bad part? I'm not traveling from out of state into state, from just one small point to the other. I don't know how I feel.
And someone came from Abuja.
I don't know how I feel.
Someone flew in from Abuja to
I don't know how I
Lagos,
feel.
and you were still in traffic.
You know what's bad? I could have walked, and if I walked that long distance, I could have gotten,
I can imagine.
Yeah, to where I was going faster.
It's crazy,
than
man.
using a vehicle.
Anyway, guys, we're starting off with a very, very interesting story between a doctor and an entitled human being called a patient. Anyways, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll let you all on the tea.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuze Unbothered.
Okay, so we saw I don't know if it was a tweet or I think it was a WhatsApp message.
Yeah, conversation leaked.
Yes, on social media where there was a conversation between a doctor and a patient. Now, according to the patient, he or she called the doctor at a certain time. I think that was 11 p.m.
Late hours of the night.
Late hours of the night. And apparently the doctor was sleeping. And the patient goes, "Oh, I tried calling you." The doctor said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was sleeping." Well, then the patient goes, "Why would you be sleeping by that time? Don't you know you're a doctor? Don't you know lives depend on you?" I'm like, what?
So
and the fact that the doctor was imagine the doctor was actually very patient, still,
calm.
Yeah. And the patient goes, "Oh, my niece had an injury and would have probably lost her life in the process." And doctor goes, "I'm very, very sorry, but it was unfortunate for me to even give you my number in the first place." But our point, what we're going to talk about is why are people so entitled, especially to certain professions? And it's not just being a doctor. I mean, even bankers, you hear them say, "Oh, why didn't you come? Why was I not able to withdraw money?" Even police and all that. Like it's really it's crazy.
I think bankers experience it more because people do not understand the dynamics of banking. I mean, you have a problem with the transaction doesn't mean that person you're seeing in front of the counter is in charge of the back end, the front end, and all those kind of things.
I think we're all guilty of it now.
So you think everybody has some level of entitlement to a certain type of
your money,
It's your money, you'll be entitled.
But I feel like banking is different though. It's understandable. You are demanding accountability from this guy. Yeah. But you know what's different, for this guy, this patient and the doctor is that this patient is not paying the doctor for services. So this is just hi doctor. Let me collect your number, and then all this nonsense is happening. Because for me, I think this is very funny. I understand what's going on and how you need to get help immediately for a family member. But as far as you're not even paying this doctor for those services, it's even you pay doctors for their consultation. If you go into an actual medical facility, you pay for consultation before you even pay for treatment. So now you happen to meet a doctor, you exchange contacts with that doctor. From conversation, it's obvious that they don't know each other very well, and then you're now coming and now saying,
"Why would you be?"
I feel like the doctor is now regretting that he had to share space.
I think that's even beyond regret. Like, what's going on? Why did I give you my number? The doctor goes ahead to even say that next time when you need to know what's going on, just tie red cloth together and then use the red cloth to consult,
and you'll be all right.
Honestly, I think this is just funny.
Multina, share happiness.
Fuze Unbothered.
All right, moving on, guys. Oluwabusayo Victoria, popularly known as Chloe, reality TV star, model, actress. What else again? Fashionista, influencer, entrepreneur. We want to say big shout out to her because we saw news that Chloe and her siblings bought a mom. in celebration of her 60th birthday, a very nice SUV. I don't want to call the brand because they did not pay us for adverts. You know what I'm saying? But that's actually a big deal because like a lot of times Chloe will always be in the news for something very controversial. So it's also good for us to, shine the light on her when she has done something applaudable. And this is something that, definitely she and her siblings should be applauded for. It's a big deal because like a lot of times, a lot of people would always wait till their parents are old, grey, and probably late before they now celebrate them in a big way. What Peter Rankin said, celebrate me now. So it's a good, and there's a lot of blessings. I don't know if you know about it. There's a lot of blessings that come with, making your parents.
I completely agree, honestly.
Making your parents smile. Did you see the car? Did you see this SUV?
Yeah, I did. I did.
I think it's pretty much what everybody's hoping to be able to do for their own parents, as a form of appreciation. When the time comes, you want to be, comfortable enough, actually, buoyant enough to be able to do big things for, your family, especially your parents that have been there. So I think it's amazing that, this is happening.
Yeah, it's quite inspiring because we have a lot of people who actually have this money or much more. But when you call that your woman like, no, I'm grown up now, they can take care of themselves.
I get it.
It's actually very kudos to you, Chloe.
Big shout out to you, Chloe, and all your family members, and happy birthday to your mom. Actually, 60 years is not a joke. We'll be right back with more juice after this one. Stay with us.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Maltina, share happiness.
Fuze Unbothered.
So, we already know how the country is now. We know that, it's hard. We know that it's hard.
It's hard. Let's not try and be
It's hard for all of us.
I think it's harder than it has been in a very long time.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, this is the hardest a lot of people have seen, Sometimes you just wonder, how are people that are not even like, average income earners surviving at this time? Anyways, somebody has tried to relate how this comes, into relationships. We have celebrities such as Paul from P Square, who has come out and said that relationship these days is a whole lot about women being men. And then we also have
but he's not lying, Sha. Go on.
No, Abby, I really need to hear that thing that you said.
I said he's not lying.
He's not lying. Thank God Abby has already taken his time. But there's a lot of people that have said stuff like that. Uzi Nwachukwu has said something like that when he was talking about how a fan or a follower reached out to him and all of that. He still said something very similar.
I think he was talking about mutual attraction or something like that. Oh, what was he saying? Uti. I'm talking about Uti.
Yes, he was talking about mutual attraction, but he was also talking about how some of this, relates into, this person still wanting to get something from you, So we also have Soso Sobericon. He says yes now.
You do these things.
No. It's like
you do these things.
It's like surprise you. It's like you get to a point as a guy where you just know that this is where it's heading to. Like you just,
I feel like
can tell. You can tell.
There's always annoying. There's always annoying.
When you're having a conversation with a lady. Well, you guys will not really understand. So the guys that are listening will understand what I'm talking about. You're having a conversation with a lady. You guys are talking for a couple of days or weeks, and all that. Now, some women would quickly. Now, women know the kind of guy they're talking to, and they know if you're someone that loves to provide, because they know that naturally an alpha male always wants to be in the position where he can provide, and it somehow romances your ego. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just something like pleases your ego. You want this thing now? Don't worry, I'll get it for you. You get what I'm saying? So, but sometimes we just feel like, is it not too early? Like when we're just talking in a week, Before it was a week. Now, even the first day, say for the second day.
Are you for real? That's something else.
I really can't relate to that.
Yeah, well, you
I
can't relate.
It's not anybody should I say she can because me I cannot relate.
Because
Well,
a guy for 1 week.
How do you even bill? How do you even start billing a guy? Even if you want to even bill
It
him?
sounds very funny that you are saying
on
it
the
like
first
this.
day, I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Well, I'm not saying the first day, but I'm saying like like sometimes it's just different. All right, you're expecting it to get into like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or like chill out before you start.
I think it starts really subtle, like asking for tea fare or going on a date and paying, asking, would you pay for my food? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm craving. I'm craving ice cream.
I'm craving one of my dishes, most loved words to say.
Craving is part of billing. Why you telling me what you're craving? It's still part of billing.
Come on.
It's still part of billing.
Come on.
It's left to you to decide, okay, I'm going to accept or not.
If you are craving anything, crave the crave on your own. Don't tell me. But then we understand what Paul is saying about the fact that relationship now feels like billing. So the guy is already knowing that he has it at the back of the mind that there's going to be billing. So at the end of the day, I'll get what I want. You get what you want. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, just as a guy, who's trying to look into get into a relationship, keep the money on the side. You're gonna need it.
Is number one. If you are broke, you don't even think about relationship. If you don't have money, don't think about because it can't work.
All right,
it can't work.
But I think I agree with you, to be honest.
Now,
I agree.
soft life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's much we're going to take today on Fuse Unbothered. Don't forget to join the conversation on YouTube at The Fuse, on Instagram at Fuse_local. Follow me on all social media platforms at _Madichi.
Link up with me at AB_AKYNZ, baby.
You'll find me on Instagram at Gabby.Gabby.
All right, until next time,
Stay fused, guys.
Holla.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.